Hi everyone, I'm offering a short yoga practice today to work on balance skills, and this is a great practice for those of you who may find balance challenging. I want to really encourage you to hold on to a wall or a piece of furniture while you're working on balance if your balance is not that good, so that you can be at a level where you're having some success and then you're really building on that success. So sometimes having that little bit of extra support is really how we can start to grow our balance skills successfully. So with that in mind, if you have a strap, a resistance band, a belt, a dog leash, don't tie it in a knot, something like that would be helpful to have around. As well as a yoga block if you have one. We're going to be using this to change the height of the ground. You do not need to have a yoga block. You could be stepping onto a couple of hardcover books, a sturdy Tupperware container, something like that. We're not going to be using it to hold a lot of weight, but you are going to want whatever this is to be solid enough that it's going to be supportive for you. We're going to start just standing and bring your feet wide enough that you feel like you have a nice, stable base of support for your standing posture. We'll take some nice, full, easy breaths. Taking some time to feel your feet on the ground. And then a really important foundation for balance is just to see what happens as you shift your weight from one side to the other. So as you shift your weight towards your right foot, sometimes what happens is the left hip drops, or one hip comes forward of the other, or all kinds of other things happen. Okay. So if you think about your pelvis as being fairly level in standing, you're going to try to keep that level pelvis as you come over to the side. And in order to do that, you're going to need your right leg to come in towards the center, right? So if you look at the angle here between the pelvis and the right leg is actually going to travel inward as I come over to stand with my center of gravity over the right foot. And then as I move to the left, right, the left leg is going to have to come inward as the pelvis stays level. Does not have to be perfect. So you're going to start to shift your weight from foot to foot, seeing if you can tune in to what you think is happening, right? This is not about necessarily being amazing at feeling every little thing, right? It's about starting to tune in and be intentional about how it is that you're shifting weight even from side to side. Now, some of us may have anatomical variations where we do get some pelvic shifting. It's all good. No worries, right? The thinking about the leg bone moving, right, as you're shifting the weight is really what we're looking for. And then you're going to bring the weight over to the right foot. Do hold on if that's something that's helpful for you. You're going to start to lighten the left foot. We're going to keep the left toes on the ground. Just slide the left toes forward a little bit. Slide the left toes back a little bit. Slide the left toes out to the left a little bit. And then bring the left foot back to the floor. Pay attention to what's happening with the hip joints as you're shifting your weight over to the left foot. Lighten the right foot. Hold on to something if you like. Step that foot toes forward. Step the toes back. Step the toes out to the side. And then bring that right foot down. Shift the weight with intention back onto the right foot. And just notice what you notice as you do this, right? So this is one place that we can play. Another place that we can play is to take a block and use this to create a little bit of a surprise for your body. Okay. So I'm going to place this block on the ground just right in front of my left toes. I'm going to think about standing, feeling the feet on the earth, starting to shift the weight intentionally over to the right, letting the right leg come in. And then with that right leg, supporting my weight, I'm going to see if I can just step the left foot up onto the block. Okay. So this hip is going to move a little bit, right? This knee and thigh are lifted in front of me. My pelvis, to the best of my ability, is still level, may not be perfect. Both feet are supported by something, but most of my weight is in my right leg. And you may start to notice that you're feeling some work. You may not, but you may feel some work around that outer right hip. You may also feel some wobble. So remember that wobble is how our system and our body is trying to adjust to create balance, to correct little shifts. So you're just seeing what this is like. If you're feeling pretty comfortable and confident here, you could then take your eyes up towards the ceiling or even close your eyes. If you're feeling a little bit challenged here, you might have a steady gaze in front of you, slightly down. Keep breathing. Hold on to something if it's helpful, right? And then keeping that weight, being aware of the right hip holding the weight, you're going to step the left foot back to the ground, shift your weight onto both feet, wait to see what happens, because sometimes we do feel a little lopsided when we've done one side. And then we're going to take this block, we're going to slide it over in front of the right foot. Stand on both feet first, feel your weight centered. Shift your center of gravity over the left leg, intentionally watching that thigh bone track in towards the midline a little bit as you do. Pelvis is level. Maintain the level pelvis to the best of your ability as you step that right foot up onto the block. So we've got both feet supported, but there's some asymmetrical positioning in the legs. This right foot is a little bit forward and a little bit elevated. And that's going to create a need to do some balance even though both feet are down. This left standing leg is still supporting the bulk of your weight. You can perhaps start to notice whether you feel some work in the outer hip, getting curious about that, getting curious about the position of the pelvis, whether one hip has dropped or whether you're able to maintain. Nice, easy breaths. Hold on to things if it's helpful. Watch your system adjust. If you want more challenge, look up or close your eyes. If you want to help use your eyes to support you, look forward or slightly down. Find something that's not. Nice, easy breath. And then leave enough energy in the standing leg hip to support you. As you step your right foot back to the floor, come back onto both feet. Notice what you feel as both feet get connected a little bit more into the floor. And then we'll move that block out to the side. If you have some sort of a strap or belt, we'll use this just to create a little bit of sensation on the bottom of your feet. Now, we can do this in all kinds of ways. For today, what we're going to do is we're going to place this strap under the ball of your foot. Now, the ball of your foot may be angled a little bit, right? The base of the big toe is a little bit more forward than the base of the pinky toe. So you can go ahead and angle that strap if you can so that it really runs under those two bony mounds at the base of the big toe and pinky toe. And I just got this under one foot, right? So you can pick a foot, any foot. This is going to be your standing foot. I maybe should have done the other foot, but it's all good. So you shift into the foot that has the strap. You might lightly just pull up on the strap to feel the sensation more under the balls of the feet. If you want to use one hand to hold on to something, then just hold both of the straps ends in the one hand and use your other hand for support, right? And then you might just start to lighten up on that other foot. Okay. Now with the increased awareness in the ball of your standing leg foot, you're going to see if you can keep both the base of the big toe and the base of the pinky toe grounded. And you notice I haven't stepped all the way up off of this foot. I still have a little bit of support here on this side. I'm exploring using the whole ball of my standing leg foot to support me. For those of us who are feeling pretty good here, you're always welcome to take that foot forward, back, lifted, right? But be where you can work with the sensation you're feeling in the bottom of your foot, okay? And then when you're ready to step out, both feet come to the ground, strap comes out. Stand and notice what you feel, including whether you have now some different awareness under the area of the foot where the strap was located. Really interesting when we add just a little bit of sensory input on the level of the skin with the prop like a strap, right? So now we're going to bring the strap under the other foot. Angle it if you can, so you got the strap under those bony points, the base of the big toe, base of the pinky toe. Standing feet side by side first. Shift your weight intentionally, noticing what your pelvis does. You can pull up on the strap lightly. Okay, we're not trying to pull the foot up, just creating a little more sensation. If you want to hold both ends of the strap in one hand and hold on to something for support with the other hand, that is a totally acceptable and in fact really helpful option, right? Now we all have one foot that's easier to balance on, right? So if it's this one, enjoy it. If it was the other one, right, stick with where you are on this side. Notice what your pelvis wants to do. See if you can use that awareness across the ball of your foot to stay grounded through both edges. Maybe you keep the other foot on the ground. Maybe you take it forward or back or lift it a little bit. You could use the block in combination with the strap if you want to. Notice what you are experiencing. What are you feeling? What is this like compared to the other balance we did today and the other balance that you've worked on in the past? Leave enough energy to bring your other leg down, step off of that strap. We'll just place that step off to the side. And again, just stand with the maybe different awareness if it's present in the bottoms of the feet. So just noticing what you feel. Notice how your standing Tadasana, your mountain pose feels, right? Just standing 2 feet on the earth. What awareness do you have now around your hips, around your feet? What else do you notice? And then we'll do one last thing here. So we're going to take the weight now into the right foot, being intentional about how we shift to the side. We're going to take that left foot in front of the right, like you're standing on a little bit of a tightrope. A few options here for wobbles. You can step further in front. You can step a little bit out to the side. You can hold on to something. Use your gaze to adjust the level of the difficulty here, right? Here, both legs have to come into the center. And so this is going to be different depending on what's going on in your body. Some of us may find that this is not a great place for us to work. Some of us may find that this is really helpful. So you're just going to notice what's going on. Keep breathing. When you're ready to come out, see if you can give yourself enough time to step out with a little bit of control, coming back onto both feet with intention. Noticing what happens as you integrate that experience. And then shift intentionally to the other side, taking your right foot now in front of the left. You can come more in front. You can come a little bit out to the side, right? So make adjustments. And then notice what this experience is like. Hold on to stuff, use your eyes, right? So you're adjusting the experience for what you need to have a level of work where maybe there's some wobbles, there's some learning and going on in your system, right? In your body mind, but also not so much challenge where you're not able to successfully stand, right? So we want to be working at a level that supports our learning and our growth. When you're ready to come out, see if you can leave enough energy to step out intentionally, coming onto both feet. And then again, just notice what you feel. I hope that this has been a fun and interesting practice for working with balance. I'd love to hear your questions and experiences in the comments. And keep exploring. There are so many different ways to work on these skills, some of which then build into more and more variations. So I hope you have fun wherever you decide to take this. Take really good care.